So Matt Gaetz was in Tim Pool's studio, but it was actually friend of the show, Dave DeCamp, sitting in the interviewer chair for this, which is strange. I don't know how that happened, but good for Dave. I know Matt has Dave on his OAN show from time to time, so maybe they're pals. So Timcast News tweets this out, this video, as you can see, 3.2 million views, quite viral. Talk about an occupied government. At my first AIPAC reception, you had to wear a name badge with a QR code, talk to donors, and if they liked you, they scanned it to donate on the spot. Wow, that's innovation. That's innovation. That probably like predates the Whole Foods self checkout where you just grab the food and walk out the door. Yeah.
Yeah, you just grab the politician and walk out the door.
Right, just grab the politician, scan him, and leave, and he's yours.
I resented the fact that there was no appreciation for nuance. Like if you asked any questions about any decision of the Israeli government in any place regarding settlements, regarding Gaza, whatever, you were like, you had deviated from the script. And I just, in any policy area, I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the AIPAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first AIPAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way.
That's like The Voice, where you sing and they turn their chair around if they like you. You know, you go up to them and talk to them. Their hands are in their pocket. And you're like, what? And then, you know, if you impress them well enough, they take their hand out. I'm sorry, man. Like, you know, Matt Gaetz is a mixed bag, but man, what an upgrade this would have been over. We'll come and find you. We'll come after you. How dare you? But that's why he wasn't allowed through.
Pay out of the meeting.
I mean, it's literally purchasing.
Right. And so I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so freaking weird. And then, you know, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law enforcement.
Well, I don't know who it was. I just thought, like, this is weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then the policy outgrowth seems to be an obsession about the Middle East that has not served my generation well. I just don't.
Yeah, exactly. So some comments to this. So let me get this straight. AIPAC has our politicians wear barcodes like an item at a store. If they like said politician, they can scan their barcode, purchase them with my money, and then own that politician. Not even George Orwell could have thought of something like this. Tristan Tate says, sounds more like a slave auction than a political reception. Credit to Matt for telling us. Millie Weaver says, so basically our politicians are just products to be bought and sold by donors. They don't represent us. Got it. It's a fun meme. Why can't you just be normal? And the American politician licking that wool. Yeah, exactly. All right. So
she found the clip.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Matt Gaetz amplified this a bit by tweeting out, it was so weird, and AIPAC decided they would protest. The accusation about our fundraisers is, of course, a lie. Oh, sure it is. Yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. Barcodes are on name badges for security reasons, not fundraising, and are scanned for that purpose by individual lobbyists. So you're talking about individual lobbyists going around and scanning.
Oh yeah. Well, they need the money. Most of them moonlight as security guards.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe Matt Gaetz was confused because he wanted people to scan his barcode, and they didn't even want to talk to him. Well, no. I mean, it's widely known. I mean, if you look at AIPAC Tracker, Matt Gaetz is one of the very few clean hands in Congress this way. So he probably never got his barcode scanned. Which correlates to him not having received any money. So Gaetz comes back.
And actually talking about this publicly.
Yes, and actually talking about it publicly. Right. So Gaetz comes back are you actually denying that donors scanned people's name tags to get their donation information? And actually, I prefer when nobody talks to me. More time for hummus. Yes. Derek Evans says everyone is now seeing why the deep state refused to confirm Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, but they were willing to confirm Pam Bondi or everyone else for that matter. Like even Tulsi, right?
Even Tulsi,
Yeah, like Tulsi was still pro-Israel through it all, right? Even when she was a dissident on Syria and a dissident on Ukraine, Tulsi spoke at that Israel march. She spoke at that Israel march 2 years ago. So she's always been pro-Israel. Robert F. Kennedy, pro-Israel, gets in, right?
That's why she got in.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. I'm sure that helps. But Matt Gaetz, yes, to their points, right? Open source intel. Scary to think Matt Gaetz, who nearly became U.S. Attorney General, is now trying to stay relevant by attacking Israel and Jews. The past 24 hours.
When did he attack Jews?
Yeah, no, he's never attacked Jews. 5 of them against Israel. And Matt says, get that $7K. So, yeah, no, that does explain why he is, sitting in on the Tim Pool show and Pam Bondi is running the DOJ.
Matt Gaetz, like who said nothing about the death of Howard Zabar.
Yeah, right.
Vicious anti-Semite.
What's his name? Saul?
No, Howard, isn't it?
I thought it was Saul, the guy who owns Zabar died. Yeah, the Zabar guys. The Zabar guy just died. Yeah, it had nothing to say about that. Yeah. Nothing to say at all about that. But yeah, that is wild. That is wild. So I don't know who you believe, AIPAC or Matt Gaetz. But I've never heard of QR codes being scanned for security reasons by random lobbyists at these retreats. So Gaetz called them out, and there's been radio silence, as I understand, from AIPAC since on this accusation. So I certainly will take his word over theirs. That's not even close, but that is quite a bizarre and funny story.
Yeah, well, that was when you knew the fix was in, because it was so obvious that Matt Gaetz was a false flag operation to make it look like they were actually trying to get an independent voice in there. I don't believe they ever intended to confirm Matt Gaetz, because at that particular moment, Trump had the juice, man. If he had really gone in and twist arms and banged heads, he could have gotten Matt Gaetz through. He didn't. Tulsi, RFK, all the virulent Zionists, not a problem. Matt Gaetz was the one guy, and they had to have known that going in. They knew the base liked him, so they had to pretend that they were trying to get him in. They never intended to get him in.
Yep, I agree 100%. They couldn't have gone straight to Pam Bondi. She's not popular enough. They could get her through as a backup once. Hey, we tried to get Matt Gaetz, but we couldn't. Right? I mean, that was it. And he was the one that I suspected would not get through. I suspected all the others would. Because, the others, don't have the sort of personal baggage that Gaetz has in terms of and I'm not even talking about the accusations against him. I'm talking about just his relationship.
They all have that.
RFK's got that, to times 1,000. Yeah. But I'm talking about his relationship with his colleagues, particularly a lot of, Republican senators who determine who gets through, who does not. They did not like Matt Gaetz. And it's all of a piece, right? Like the guy who's gonna be brash enough to piss off the Republican senators are also going to be the guys who refuse the AIPAC money and who spill the tea on AIPAC corruption, right? Like it's a certain character profile. There are certain people who are just going to be ornery enough and disagreeable enough to get themselves ostracized. And then there are going to be those who play ball. And to me, as soon as they nominated him, I thought there's no way he makes it through. That's why it seemed like such a strange pick. It was strange because it was never intended to work, right?
Exactly.
That's what made it strange. Yep.
Please clap.